What you call reality is nothing more than a product of your brain. You don't see with your eyes. You see the signal your brain has processed. You don't hear with your ears. You hear the brain's interpretation of the sound. Everything you perceive, everything you call the world, is built inside you by an internal simulator that runs 24 hours a day. When you look at a tree, you're not seeing the tree itself. You're seeing a general model of a tree, assembled by your brain from millions of sensory signals. And the only reason you don't notice this is because the system works so fast and so seamlessly that it feels real. But the illusion collapses the moment the brain falters. There are people who, after a head injury, can no longer recognize faces. They see the eyes, the mouth, the features, but the brain can't piece them together into a whole. That alone is proof. We do not perceive reality directly. We assemble it. The brain is not a mirror. It doesn't reflect reality. It models it. And everything you believe to be fact is simply a point of view that has become solid through repetition and experience. One person looks at a crowd and feels panic. Another sees opportunity. Why? Because each one looks through a different filter. Every single day, you are not living in the world. You are living in your interpretation of it. You don't get angry at a person. You get angry at your thought about them. You don't fear failure. You fear the mental image of failure your mind has created. The world is secondary. Your reaction is primary. Here's something fascinating. Your brain discards up to 90% of all sensory information it receives, instantly deeming it irrelevant. That's filtering. That's why you don't notice the hum of the refrigerator until someone mentions it. That's why, in a noisy crowd, you still hear your name instantly. You don't focus on what is. You focus on what matters to you. And this is where the real game begins. Because if you can change what matters to you, you can change what you see. And if you can change what you see, you can transform your entire life experience. Psychologists call this cognitive bias. Let's take a simple example. You believe the world is dangerous. Your brain will instantly begin spotting threats. You believe you're undervalued. Your brain will lock on to every person who ignores you. Your thinking, when left on autopilot, gives you the illusion of objectivity. But in truth, you're simply trapped inside a repetitive filter. It's like wearing glasses. You put them on so long ago, you forgot they're even there. And now you're convinced you're seeing the world as it is. But in reality, you're only seeing what your glasses allow you to, until you take them off. Even for just one moment, you won't be fighting the world. You'll be fighting the reflection of your own beliefs. And that's why inner transformation works. Because it's not the outer world that shifts. It's the inner projector. And for the first time, you begin to see what you'd never seen before. New opportunities, new people, new emotional responses. They didn't suddenly appear. They were always right there. You just weren't able to perceive them until now. And that's how the transition begins. Not from one reality to another, but from one level of perception to a clearer one. We've all grown up in the illusion that reality is something objective, static, and completely independent of us. As if you are here, the observer, and reality is over there, happening all by itself. You're just a guest, a bystander. But modern science has long shattered that naive view. The real shift came when physicists went down to the foundation, to the quantum world, to particles, to energy. And on that level, particles don't behave like solid, predictable things. They are both wave and particle. At the same time, everything depends on one thing: whether or not they are being observed. The most famous example, the double-slit experiment. An electron is fired at a barrier with two slits. When no one's watching, it behaves like a wave. It passes through both slits simultaneously. But the moment a measuring device is added, the moment you observe, the electron collapses into a particle and chooses only one path. In other words, just by observing, you change the outcome. The world shifts the moment you start to look. And that's not a metaphor. That's physics. But there's something even deeper. Quantum entanglement. Two particles can become entangled, linked in such a way that no matter how far apart they are, a change in one instantly affects the other. No signal, no delay. It's as if they feel each other, beyond time and space. Now imagine, what if one of those particles is you? What if your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions are also particles, interwoven into the entire fabric of existence? Then the world isn't just around you, it's responding to you. You're not just a part of the field, you are the focal point, the center of assembly. Your brain is not a passive observer. It's the most powerful filter you carry. And it doesn't show you reality as it is. It shows you reality as you believe it to be. Expect betrayal, and you'll see hidden motives, strange glances, unspoken signs. Believe in your path, and suddenly you'll notice open doors, inspired people, and small sparks of hope. This isn't magic. It's cognitive alignment. Your brain is a prediction machine. It doesn't record reality. It anticipates it, then seeks confirmation of what it already believes. This is the observer effect at the level of consciousness. You don't just see the world. You project meaning onto it. And that meaning begins to lead your decisions, your reactions, your reality. Your choices don't come from nowhere. They come from wherever your focus is planted. And focus is a beam of energy. Wherever it points, life begins to unfold. What you call love, someone else calls weakness. What you see as success, another sees as tragedy. There's no universal version of the world, only a point of assembly, an internal space from which you perceive everything that happens to you. From the point of pain, the whole world is a threat. From the point of strength, the same world becomes a challenge. Shift that internal point, and the entire structure of your life shifts with it. You've seen it yourself. In despair, everything crumbles. But when you return to yourself, suddenly, things begin to move. Energy starts to flow. Opportunities appear. This isn't just psychology, it's perceptual tuning. Because what you see is never just a reflection of the world, it's a reflection of your inner state. There is no such thing as true objectivity. There is only you and your version of reality. And your body? It's not just a mechanical device. It's a living feedback loop, a direct response to your thoughts and emotions. We've been taught to believe the body operates independently, that it only reacts to physical conditions, illness, injury, exhaustion. But in truth, the body doesn't just respond to the outside. It responds to your state of consciousness. And that connection is not a metaphor. It's scientific. And it's the foundation of revolutionary healing techniques and self-transformation practices. Ever thought about how the placebo effect works? It might be the clearest proof that the mind can change the body. People are given pills, blank, inert substances, with no active ingredients. But because they believe those pills will help them, they often begin to feel better. That's not coincidence. It's not magic. It's the power of belief. You believe in healing, and your body follows. It senses your conviction and starts responding as if the pill were real. Placebo is not the exception. It's a glimpse into just how tightly your mind and body are connected. And then there's the noosphere. The idea that all human thoughts, ideas, and knowledge form a kind of energetic and informational field surrounding Earth. It's as if we're all connected to one collective database. When you think something deeply or believe it passionately, your mind might be tuning in to that shared field. And that information? It can influence your body, your perception, even your behavior. Then there's neural imprinting. Every experience, every emotion, every memory leaves a trace in your nervous system. All the joy, all the fear, all the pain, it's recorded in you. And if that imprint isn't made conscious, it keeps working in the background, shaping your body, your decisions, your behavior. You may think your thoughts are abstract, that they have no real impact on your body, but it's the opposite. Every thought is a signal to your cells. Think about something stressful, and immediately, your heart rate speeds up, your stress hormones surge, your blood vessels tighten. Now think of something calming, and your brain releases endorphins, your body softens, your breath slows. Everything you feel, every emotion, every state of mind, creates a physiological response. Even chronic fatigue and illness can be the physical echo of prolonged stress, worry, or suppressed fear. And when you learn to regulate your thoughts, when you begin to guide your emotions, you gain the ability to influence your biology. Visualize your body as strong, healthy, resilient, and you awaken the very systems that help it become that.